I'm Rosh, and the question is, what makes a good headline? Now, we've seen headlines that are very sensational that lead to absolutely nothing, and that is called clickbait. It's kind of the bait and switch. And when you create a great headline and send people to somewhere that really has nothing to do with that headline or is kind of twisted or really false, that is clickbait. And you don't want to do that. You want to create great headlines that will engage people, get people excited about what you have to offer. And the key here is not to be boring, but at the same time, you have to be truthful. So a good headline often maybe asks a question or makes people think, well, maybe I need to know more, or gives them a reason to share in the social media. Whatever your headline is, it needs to be something that ultimately gets people to pause and stop. And one place you can go to really understand what a good headline is probably your local grocery store. Go to the local grocery store, go to the checkout line and look at what the professionals are doing. We all struggle with headlines. There's a lot of ways to approach headlines, and there are some people who do a really great job. But I think, great, interesting statements, a little twist of the language, a good question is always a good way to go about it. Top 10 lists and so forth. Lists are always, they get people's attention. They know what they're getting into. When you see a list and it says the top 10 things, well, oh, I can go through that. 10 things. And it says the top 100 things, well, hey, maybe I'll save that for later. But I know it's a good, meaty, informational piece that I might want to save or share on my social media. So headlines are really important. That is your first introduction to the article. That is the people who are sending that article out on Twitter or Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it may be. That is the first thing they see. That, or maybe sometimes, of course, a picture. So between those two, the good headlines and your imagery, you have seconds to get their attention. But first, really, start with the headline. Think about it. Maybe try a few different headlines. Test them out. You can do that. You can A/B test headlines, especially if you're using landing pages. If it's your social, maybe you ask a few people, which headline do you like? Which one would you click on? So there's not one good answer for every single headline, but the key is to practice. And my best advice is don't use the first headline you think of. You've probably heard it before. So maybe try and list 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and then maybe share them with your friends, ask a few people what you think, maybe go to Twitter and say, hey, which headline do you like? You could do a poll too. There are a number of ways to go about it. Nobody has the perfect formula. Some claim to, but really nobody has the perfect formula for a headline because it really all depends on the topic and the combination of your audience. All right, well, hey, I'm Rosh, and I have a whole bunch of videos here on this channel. If you would like to see more videos on business and marketing and helping to grow your business, open new markets, take a look, check them out. And of course, if you like these videos, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the new ones. We'll talk to you next time.